Joining me right now, great pleasure to welcome the New York Times best-selling author, and he has a new book out. This is called Caught. We're joined now by Harlan Coben today by telephone, who's going to be coming to our area this week. We'll find about that in a minute, but first we'd like to welcome Harlan to the show. How are you, Harlan?
Thank you. Looking forward to coming down to Sarasota, as a matter of fact.
I know you're based in Jersey, and you'll be glad to get out of some of the cold weather up there, right?
Yeah, we're finally getting a little warmer, but it's raining again, so I'm looking forward to the Sarasota weather, yes, very much.
We're coming down on March the 27th and doing a book signing and a little talk, I guess, at Cobernick House here in town. Have you been down here before?
I have not, so I'm looking forward to it. Well, a lot of great things. I've gotten a lot of great emails and people on Facebook from Sarasota, so I'm looking forward to meeting everybody.
It's a great book town. I mean, people really get into the type of books that you write, and they enjoy talking to the authors. So I'm sure you'll have a very good crowd there.
We're going to party. It's going to be fun, I promise. We're going to laugh, we're going to cry, it's going to become a party.
That's right. Well, this is I've had a chance to look through the book a little bit. First of all, congratulations on the great success of your previous books, and this kind of fits in that same mode, doesn't it, this particular story?
Yeah, it's funny. It's called Caught. This morning, the paper had this big ad that said, "Get Caught with Coben." And my 11-year-old son looks at it and goes, "Look at that. That's so cheesy. I can't believe it. I got to go to school. My friends will see it." But that's kind of what I love to write. I want Caught to be that book that you take to bed at 9 o'clock at night, and you're just going to read for a half hour, and next thing you know, it's 4 a.m., and you're bleary-eyed and happy. You know, that's the kind of books I love to write.
As a writer, does that get more difficult the more these types of, I guess, thrillers is the category of book that you write? Is it hard to keep coming up with ideas that keep the audience, wanting to turn to the next page?
It never gets easier, I can tell you that. It's hard. I mean, the opening line of Caught is, I knew opening that red door would destroy my life. First line, grab the person right away. I want to wrestle you to the ground. I want to hold you there helpless, turning pages and to the wee hours of the night. So that's something I work very, very hard on, and something I pride myself in.
Yeah, I guess the thing is you don't want to duplicate something you wrote maybe 8 books ago that you might have forgotten about, right?
No, right now I'm not senile enough that I'm doing that. Maybe in a few years I'm going to start writing the same book.
Well, not intentionally.
As my readers get older, they won't know either.
That's
so
right.
It'll be a great match.
Well, this is one of those kind of stories that's kind of taken from the headlines in a sense. I mean, it's inspired by that. I know you created the story, but is that how you kind of get your ideas to what's going on?
I get them from asking what if. So in this case, the story came from 2 places. The first what if is I was watching one of those Catch the Predator, Dateline type shows that we see on TV, and I said to myself, what would I do if I saw somebody I knew on one of those shows? What would I do if someone I loved and cared about got caught on one of those shows and insisted they were innocent? Would we believe them? What would happen to their lives? What would happen to the community around them? And the second thing is I have a 17-year-old daughter in the book, a girl in the book who vanishes. And one day her family wakes up, she's not in bed. 3 months pass, she's still gone, not without a clue. And what this does to a family. And when these 2 stories collide and come together, I mean, there's an earthquake that reverberates, it just changes everybody's lives. And nothing is what it appears to be.
And that's what makes it interesting, the plot twists as you go along the way. And when you put a book together, Harlan, I like to ask writers, particularly these types of books, do you plot out a whole outline first, or you just kind of go along and then your characters take you maybe different than you thought?
More the second. I know the beginning, I know the end. I do know how I'm going to fool you in the end. And I guarantee you, there's smug listeners out there who say, oh, well, I'll know 50 pages in who did it. You will never guess who did it, Caught. I guarantee it. There you go. There's a challenge for you. But I know a couple of them. But a lot of them I find out as I'm writing. A lot of the twists I find out. There's one about 2/3 of the way through the book. A writer friend of mine was telling me when she was reading it that there's just 2 lines that just totally turn the story around. She said, I actually gasped so loud that my husband ran in from the other room. And that's the effect I want to have. That's what I want to do to you.
So sometimes you'll go along in the story and the character will almost tell you where it's going, in a sense, right? I mean, that has happened to you?
To be objective about myself, one of my weaknesses as a writer is I've never met a twist I didn't like. I have a habit of over-twisting maybe. But that works for me. So things will occur to me as I'm going, new ways of twisting it in different directions, which makes it sometimes harder on me, but will always make the story more compelling.
This book obviously just came out, but previous books in the same realm, have you thought about, or maybe you have, having these optioned into movies, or are you doing that already?
Tell No One was a big hit French film. It was the #1 grossing foreign film of the year here in America a few years ago, and Hollywood was doing a remake. It's weird that my first American book would be made as a French film, but I go with it, you know. And other ones are optioned and in various stages of production, but until I'm invited to the premiere and go and see it myself, I don't believe it.
That's right.
So I wait until I'm actually seeing the film done, then that's when I start making announcements about it.
I guess sometimes you have to also write the screenplay if you really want it made the way you want it done, right?
Well, if you write the screenplay the way, they'll change it around on you. You say you get your heart broken no matter what you do.
Well, it's a great book. It's called Caught. It's one of the great mysteries and thrillers that Harlan is known for writing. And again, if you want to meet Harlan in person, you can come to Coben House. That's on the 27th of March here in Sarasota. But Harlan, give out a website if you would, if people want to get more information about you or the book.
The Harlan Coben website is at harlancoben.com. I came up with that myself. I don't want to brag, but Harlan Coben's website being at harlancoben.com. And there you can see all the details on whether the appearances are, or read an excerpt, or do whatever it is you want to do on it.
And that's C-O-B-E-N, just to give you a spell of the last.
Harlan,
Well, I grew up in Long Island, but I spent a lot of time in New Jersey, and always good to talk to somebody from the Garden State. Thanks for being with us today.
Thank you. I can't wait to get down to Sarasota.
Great. We'll talk to you then. Thanks, Harlan.
Great.